I think we are recording. Aman? Yeah, we're recording. Welcome. Namaste, all of you. I want to encourage you to mute your microphones if you are not speaking. Can you please do that?
Yes, ma'am. Done. All the people are mute now. Yes.
Okay. Peace and quiet for all of us. Let's
And
wave
the
if we can
recording.
hear each other.
Yes.
If you can hear me, please turn on your camera and wave so everybody can see that everybody can hear and everybody is ready to start the meeting.
नहीं 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 चलेगा. Perfect.
We are waving all over the world right now, and I can feel it. Can you feel that you're connecting to each other with a higher purpose? I can definitely feel that. The TDG is a baby stepping movement. We have something in common, all of us that are here. We have a common vision of spreading something that we all feel we need. And it started as a vision, it started as a conversation, it started as an idea, and now we are here. Now we all have something that we can do for each other to make this forward moving. We want to share a community where we have no shame, where we don't blame others, where we include every culture and every different human on the earth that you can come to think of. We all have a common core of wanting to thrive in our local community and in the world. We all want to feel safe. We all want to have food. We all want to have education available so we can be something. We want to help push forward the UN's SDGs. We want to do the media. We want to do social eventing. We want to do what people want to do to contribute. We don't have a solution of one way to do it. We have an idea that we want to share with the world, and we want you to help to share the idea because we believe you have the same idea. We want to bring some thriving and some joy and some understanding and togetherness into the world instead of what we have now. This is a vision for all humanity, and it is in the SDGs, all of it. So if we can make a union of people, of humans all over the globe who thrive together to push the UN's SDGs as hard as we can, as creative as we can, as loving and including as we can make a huge difference in no time. And that is what we want to do. And if you share that vision with us, and if you have a way to do that with us, that is why you are here today. We have about 900 people wanting to help us. This is an impossible task for one person or for two people. This is a community that needs to lift this really, really huge task, but it's a joyful task. It's going to work every day feeling like you're doing a positive thing in the world. So this is the meeting that is going to help figure out how are we going to take this into the next phase, because all of you guys coming together in this meeting today was maybe the first phase for me and Aman to see you guys come here. We are overwhelmed with joy and love to share this idea, this vision, this new creation that we're all creating together today. You can ask questions. You can write us the questions you have. If you have anything to contribute with this, but the task at hand is to find out exactly how we move forward. Aman and I have ideas about events we want to do. We have the idea of moving forward by asking all the people that we can, all of you, all of us, to start by doing interviews. We can upload them to our own channel. We talk about the SDGs, and we talk about how we created the idea, how you became the idea, how you are creating this movement. So we're using our own creation to spread the word while picking up more people who wants to spread the word with us about the UN's SDG for humanity to thrive. This is not something I want. I'm not selling anything that's not already there. Aman isn't selling anything. We want humanity to come together in the same idea that the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals for the United Nations, all of us want this to see happen faster than it does. And nothing moves faster than a movement of humans intertwining ideas and creating art. And that is what we want to do. We're going to create this awareness through art, because in art, there is no rules anymore. Everywhere else, we're covered in rules, we're covered in limits. But when we go to express ourselves through art, there is no limits. So let's use what that's already created for us. Let's use the social media. Let's use the global. Let's use a way to think different and do it globally together. I'm going to mute myself now. And you can ask questions, and you can come in and say that you are on this boat and you agree or not.
Yes, ma'am. That's a beautiful introduction of TDG that you give to all of us right now, and it is going to be exciting. So that's my take. Yeah. So yeah. So if anyone have any question, so that we can start this meeting further. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mom and Aman. I think basically that is the essence of this meeting today. We actually want to see, we created the enabling environment for volunteers to come in and ask questions, comments. If there is any doubt, you come up and then we discuss together. I think that's the essence of coming today. So please, with all due respect, if you know you have questions, comments, or whatever thing you think you should share with us, please come up. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right,
I thank
Chilembo,
you,
yes, come up.
Karina, Ayan, and Abbas. I think I'm talking. Am I giving chance?
Yes, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. Thank Karina and all that have spoken. Most of us, especially let me say mine, we are really expecting a leadway. We can do it, like Karina says. We have a better way to go about it. But most of us, let me speak for myself, do not have this clarity, the leadway. So I think we, the admin, should come together to provide a leadway in which we should carry on with this education, because education in various aspects is very large, and if we do not articulate the right directions and the leadway, we'll be going helter-skelter. Despite we have all units we belong to, we have event management, we have research, we have social media, but I'm thinking we should have this lay down procedures on how to go about it. I think for me, that is where I'm getting a bit disconnected to see that, because for us, especially the online thing, it may be a new thing for some, it may be a familiar thing for some, but I'm thinking we should have a leadway. That is my observation. It's not a question, but it's a kind of a contribution and observation. Thank you.
That is brilliant, Chilembo. It's brilliant. You've said it all. So I think, Ma'am Karina, you have to come in a little bit and see exactly how best you can discuss on
I
this
am.
issue.
Yeah, I will. That is exactly what we are doing in this meeting. So what we're doing is we are creating this right now. When you're saying and you have an idea we all agree on, we yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yes, Chilembo.
Hello?
I hope you can all hear me. I hope you can all
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
me.
okay, exactly. Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So the questions that I'm going to bring up are questions that I've noticed in some groups, beginning with the Human Resource Department. There were some questions from members there trying to find out, is their role only just to bring in new volunteers, and how exactly should they do it, and what's the limits, what's the number of people that they should bring in. And then from the events management group, there were also some questions surrounding what type of events exactly that TDG would like to have, and how exactly those events will be implemented. And then from the social media department, which for the past few days has become really quiet, there's been some concerns about actually having access to the pages. So how does the social media department, seeing that they're the ones that sort of upload the comment and maintain the pages, how do they do that without the access? Thank you.
Okay, can I say something?
Yes, go ahead, Aman.
Hello? Can I speak?
Okay.
Aman, remember to speak really slowly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Uh,
Okay, I got it. So, as Ms. Chilambo told us about HR department, actually, I would like to know the take of Karina ma'am on HR department and take of Abbas. But right now, as Ms. Chilambo told us about event managing, so on about event department, I was thinking that as in the final phase global form of TDG volunteership program, we asked all of our volunteer applicants to tick whether they want to discuss their SDGs by going live on the social media pages of TDG. So we have to plan that kind of event. The actual duration of our volunteership program is 1 month that have been written in appointment letter in our very first appointment letter. So Mr. Rambo, I want to tell you that I was having a vision that if we can engage every single volunteer of us to produce at least 4 events with us, that can be kind of interview, that can be kind of personal talks where they can go live discussing their core idea and their favorite SDGs. And the main motive of that is to extract ideas and solution and effective strategies that we can apply to tackle SDGs. So I was thinking of that, thinking about that, and even we have many people in this meeting, about 20 people. So maybe we all can together give our ideas about event department, and we can compile them. We can create something great out of that. And as Ms. Lambo told, so we asked about social media department. So about social media department, right now I'm thinking that in the same Google form of second phase, um, we have like we asked every single volunteer of us to tick whether they can write article for TDG. So we have to collect at least 4 articles from every single TDG volunteer during the whole duration of TDG volunteership. It will be one article 1 week from every volunteer. So we can publish that on social media on a daily basis, and we can do live event as we discussed. So yeah, Karina ma'am, do you want to say anything? Yeah, welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of
Uh,
people have their hands
yes.
raised.
Yes, please. I think we need to assess our outcome. Yes, why I'm saying our outcome is that I think the proposal is made, but how to go
Hello?
We lost you.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good
Good evening,
evening.
everyone.
Yeah, maybe
Uh,
maybe Lokad is facing some kind of network
please,
issue.
any
So did you
event
say
or
I'm
yes?
I'm I'm a bit late, so I wanted to propose something.
that
Okay. Regarding the research and development department, which I suggested earlier. Madam Karina, if you can recall, I sent you a message.
we just have to make
Yeah, I want
aware
to make
of
it. I have a suggestion, something to propose for us to see how we can go about that.
Good. I think we are having some
Technical
Raka,
issues.
the event.
Hello?
US okay.
Please, if you can recall in one of the forms that was sent to all the volunteers to fill in their informations. Do you recall that?
I do.
Each
Are you
volunteer, yeah, each volunteer were required to pick or state a particular SDG or a sustainable development goals
That
each and
you
everyone
want
is
us to do as
interested to work.
researchers. Social,
So
what do you expect them social?
please let me
can
land,
please
We
please.
also have
can
Department of Human Resource.
Aman?
I'm talking on behalf of the research and development.
Yes, actually we have two people speaking at the same time. That is
We
Ikhe
have some voice
and Lokad Khana.
we have some sound issues. Can everybody please stop talking?
Yes,
I
I
will
request
I will
everyone to
talk.
please
I
speak
will
one by
talk.
one.
Okay? I will talk. We are
Yes,
trying to have everybody have a say. We have a bit of an issue with the sound because we have more than one people talking at the same time, which we can't. That's not a that's we are, but people are unmuting themselves when they want to speak. We can't keep unmuting people. You can always unmute yourself if you want to. So that is why this can happen. Okay? So we hear all of what you're saying, and everything makes sense to me and Aman. Every suggestion that comes in is the same thought. I want you all to acknowledge that we have the same thought in this group. There's no need for us to repeat the thoughts that we have almost, because we look at each other's things and all of us agree this is exactly what we need to do to move forward. The question why we are here today is finding out how we do that swift. Yes. I am reading. yeah, we need to not have the sound confusion, and we need to have this meeting in a fashion where nobody feels they're wasting their time.
Actually, people are raising their hand. Maybe we can invite them one by one.
I have one I want to invite now. How can you say their name? Aman Ohanigahiak?
Okay.
Ogenegyuek. I'm sorry, I can't
Ogen
say your name.
Ogen Gweke Abireri. Ogen Gweke Abireri. Please go ahead.
Ogengreki Agabalili. He has been trying to say something to us for a really long time.
Yes.
We can't hear you.
Abireri.
No, we
Abireri,
can't
you
hear
are not
you.
audible. Can you please unmute mute yourself and then again unmute yourself? Please say.
We still cannot hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe you can exit the meeting and you can rejoin.
Turning off the video helps. Is somebody suggesting you?
Okay, please try it if it works for you.
We have to have a way, Aman, to arrange people in smaller groups. So because this is not working for any of us. We are not saying anything. We're not communicating right now. And if we try, we do it together.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, in Google Meet, we don't have any option to create such kind of room. So maybe what we can do is we can move on with second participant. Otherwise, we can ask Oge Uni to write in comment, and we can go in that way.
Yeah. Because what we need to do in this meeting is we need to accomplish the task of finding all the different departments and the tasks that we need to move forward with. And
Yes.
the suggestion that was sent in today, Abbas, you shared it from a volunteer. I think the volunteer is trying to talk to us. Is Mohammed? Where did you go? Let's see if I can figure you out where you are. So the volunteer.
Yes,
Oh,
Abhidesi, exactly. There might be an issue with your, yeah.
we had two volunteers talking on top of each other before we asked them to not speak. Those two people, where are they now? They can unmute themselves.
One of them is Rokad Khana.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please continue.
Yes, I think I was asking that it's like the development agenda is not clear to us because we have been brought on board and we've given an appointment letter and the duration is 1 month. But the task is not specific. And we can actually define the TDG as it is expected as an organization or network. And we need clarifications here with regards to the role play. We have Department of Administration, what exactly are the responsibilities or function of those departments, and those as volunteers in such department, what is their role play? What activities are they supposed to do? And where are they supposed to do or implement those activities? And when are they supposed to start implementing those activities? And we have events management. What events do you want them to manage, or do you want us to manage? What are the activities involved in those events? When exactly are those events are supposed to start? Where are they to be implemented? We have Department of Research and Development. What is the function of the Research and Development Department? What are the research? What are the data do you expect that department to go into? When will that department start its work? Where will that department start its work? What are the activities and the resources involved? Are those resources ready? Or there is just a verbal communication or educating people about the SDG or SDGs? We have Department of Human Resources. What are the function? What is the function, and what are the duties and responsibility of volunteers in that department? What are the activities?
Can I ask you something, Rukat?
No, yes, please.
Yes. So you're asking a lot of questions, and the questions you're asking, I think everybody is asking. And that is why we have this meeting today.
Okay.
So we can answer your questions. I'm not sure that you're asking the questions to me, or are you asking the questions on behalf of all the people in this meeting, or are you asking them just for you? Because we have all the answers to your questions.
Okay, then if that is the case, I'm waiting to get the answers, please.
Okay, but it's very hard to answer questions when you keep asking new questions.
Excuse me, please. What I think we expect from the management is, please look at do A and B for us.
Okay, perfect.
Because I am looking at it that having meetings and expecting everybody to bring their ideas, I don't think it will work. I don't think it will give us a fixed time where we are going to start. So I expect
all the ideas that you need, Rokat, to do whatever it is you want to do. You tell me your specific goal with your SDGs.
No, are you expecting us? Are you expecting us to tell the TDG that, oh, I want to do A and B on behalf of TDG in my country or in my area or in my locality? Do you expect us to do that?
If that's how you want to contribute to spread the knowledge of the SDGs, if that is what you want to do, we want to create a foundation where everybody can tap in and get ideas to help move forward the goal they have with the SDGs. We have tons and tons of ideas and events already planned that we want to see created. And people, if you want to take any of our ideas and use them, you can. If you want to take any of our business ideas and implement them in your local area, you can. You're very welcome to. But if you just want to help create content on the internet and help people upload their things, you can do that. Whatever part you want to take in spreading knowledge for the UN's SDGs, you can do that. That is why me and Aman created the TDG. That is our way to spread knowledge about all the goals of the sustainable goals of the UN. So this is a platform for everybody to contribute with what they want. And if you don't have any ideas of your own, you can use the ideas that we already have for you. But this meeting is for us to implement them.
This is what I want. I want the idea that you have put on board. So disseminate that idea to us so that we will implement and then guide us how to implement those ideas.
Exactly. That is what we are doing today. Some of these people here have huge amounts of ideas, and some just need the ideas. And this is the base we're creating now, so the foundation can be global. You don't have to invent something that's already there for you to take. And some people love to invent things, and they will put things in for you to take.
That's great.
Okay.
All right. I'm okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Awesome. Next.
Yes.
Yeah, Karina, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, if I understood this meeting properly, it's that we are to take the lead. The idea we have, we need to come up with. For you, the TGD, you don't have specific thing at hand for us, but we, the administrator, should come up with our own idea on how to spread the education on SDGs. If I understand what you're trying to come up with, that you don't have any specific laid down approach or lay down procedures, but we are to want to come up with an ideas on how to drive each department and how to spread the education on SDG. I want to really understand if it's what you mean.
I have some problems with hearing your sound. I think you're asking me if you are to find out how to do everything. Is that what you're asking me?
No, I'm trying to say from what the road card said, that he asked a lot of questions, that you should spread the idea, let the idea come from you, then we drive it. But you turn it that no, that you have just the platform. We are to come up with the idea on how to spread the education. So I'm trying to get the what you mean for us, that is the volunteer admins. I don't know if you get what I mean. I'm trying to follow up within you, the ROCAD, and you. ROCAD is asking, do you have the approach? Do you have a laid down procedures for us to go about this whole thing? The ideas that you have. But from what you're bringing up is that the approach is there, but we come up with the idea. All matters is for us to spread the word, the education SDGs. So I'm not really clear about what you mean, the questions, the answers to the questions Rokat asked. If you can shed more light, because the idea is important, the approach is important. So I'm believing that you from the TGD should give us the laid down procedures on how to move each department further and further.
Yes, and we will do that. So when we establish who in this organization is wanting to do what, we have a huge database of knowledge that we can spread throughout our Think Different Global network. But all of you in this meeting has to understand that we are in the creation. So Aman and I are not going to say this is the way we want to do this. We have an idea if nobody's going to step up. But we believe that I can hear my sound is horrible. Yes.
Zokir Khana, yeah, ma'am, please continue.
Okay. So yes, we can implement everything we need to, but what we want to do, Amana and I, are to create this network of knowledge. So we have people in here. We have people who have knowledge that want to implement things the way that it should be done, maybe, and you agree, or maybe you don't. So if you don't have an idea of how to implement this, we will tell you. But if you have an idea, we're open to suggestions, and we're open-hearted and open-minded to whatever. But it's not like we have no idea about what we're doing. Please don't think that that's the case. We're united, Aman and me, in driving this forward with the different skill set we have. And all of you are here because you have other skill sets that will contribute to driving this forward. So we have the organizations themselves. I even wanted us to have a department of rewording, because we do really want us to think different. And we do want the SDGs goals to thrive throughout the world any possible way we can. I don't know if that helps a little to understand what it is our main goal is to drive. the UN's SDGs. The Think Different Global organization, the TDG, is made to do that, to collaborate, to actually do that in any possible way we can. I have my way of doing it in my local area. And if you want to do any of what I'm doing in my local area, you can do that too. We have 900 volunteering, wanting to help the administration of the TDG, which is us, to do this goal. Whatever content we need, whatever we want them to participate in that is joyful and happy and thriving the goal forward. And the meeting today is trying to figure out who has the passion to do what, and if we need anybody else, or we have what we need, and then we will spread out all the workload that needs to happen. Thank you. Selembo, do you want to speak?
Hi, everyone. I think right now, I think what I can say is just to kind of remind everyone here that when we're applying, there were certain instructions and certain conditions that came with the application, and among them was for us to be innovative. So in as much as we are here to listen and find out what to do next, let's also try to be innovative. Figure out what would you like to do next to promote the SDGs. What are you already thinking of? In as much as we're waiting for this meeting, what did you already put aside to say, I would like to do this? There's one lady, I'm not sure which department, but she spoke about wanting to hold physical meetings. So I know currently it's not possible for us to hold physical meetings, but that's a good example of someone who's being innovative, who's already thinking of ways in which they can bring awareness or spread the news, spread information about the SDGs. So right now, as we're expecting to get instructions on what to do, I hope that we already have figured out in our hearts what exactly we would want to do, because I'd like to believe that even after this volunteership is done, that we continue the works in our respective communities, that we continue on our own Facebook and other social media platforms to carry out the work, because this is not a work that can be done in a month. This is something that must go on and on and on until each and every community has achieved the SDGs. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I really want to hang on what Chalembo said. Why we go online doing the education, in Africa, specifically here in Nigeria, the rural areas, still we need to localize this SDG education. Can we really go offline, go to communities, engage the rural dwellers, teach them SDG? Can we go offline? That's what I mean. Can we go to communities and hold education, one-on-one education, teaching people about it? Because some are not having smartphone, they may not access online information, but one-on-one meeting, one-on-one education could also help. I'm asking, is it part of what SDG could do also? Because I'm thinking in community engagement too.
Yeah. So we have something called Joy Camp, and that's a concept that is already ready to be spread out there. So you can take that and adapt that to your own community. It's a way of spreading joy and fun that will cost nothing. And we have some posts about it. We haven't spread it yet because we've been trying to make a little kind of a content. So when you guys came aboard, that we had something to share with you. But we do have stuff we share with you. We also want to start fundraising so we can actually get some, whatever we can get. We're going to get whatever we can, however we can, so we can go out into the local communities and help them. The education is only goal 4. we have no hunger, we have gender equality, we have so many things in the SDGs that we are going to combat, that we're going to talk about. We have a lot of human rights activists in here that we want to talk about. The goals are humongous. And yes, we have a lot of ideas and a lot of events already planned. So please, for this meeting, let's find out what department you are in. And then from there, we can start spreading the ideas, taking in, because we have 900 applications from people who wants to help us. And we need to figure out how to set them into their goals so they can help spread our goals, so we can all help each other do into the local area. But yes, we have all these ideas implemented. This meeting is about finding the way that we should do it from now on with you. I think that we should have, Victor has had his hand up for a really long time. Let's have him in and say something.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here this evening. Thanks for the privilege. I understand perfectly everything you explained to us, but I just want to talk more about the coordination of each department. For instance, we have the research and development department. We have social media department, and we have a couple of.
I can hardly hear your voice, your sound. Can everybody hear his
Can you hear me
sound?
now?
Can you wave if you can hear?
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, way
Okay.
better.
All right, thank you. So I was like, we have different departments. So I would suggest that we do more on the coordination of those departments. We have a lot of admins on those groups. For instance, in the research and development department, I know we have like 4 or 5 administrators. So how do we coordinate when we have like 28 members in that R&D department? How would the coordination be done effectively? I would suggest that TDG selects, if possible, one admin, such that other admins will work with him or her to coordinate each of these departments, to harness the document that Chilembo shared with us on the targets and the activities and the task, so that we can track success of each department effectively. So that's one thing I want to suggest on the coordination of each department.
Should we actually try to make some work? Should we actually try to divide ourselves? Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we divide ourselves into some WhatsApp group and people could join in there and see who will collaborate and find paths for the admin to move on, so we just don't speak and say the same thing over and over again. Well, is that a good idea?
Yes. That would be a good idea. So then my second suggestion is this. The UN Food Summit is coming up very soon. So I wouldn't know if TDG is organizing anything in that regard to lend their voice on the UN Food Summit. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Rokad? You're on mute. You have to unmute yourself. We can't hear you, Rokad. Devendra, where are you at? You can unmute.
Am I okay? Do you hear me?
Now I hear you.
Yes, please. I'm suggesting that we should give opportunities to individual volunteers across the globe to suggest their ideas in written to the TDG, so that you coordinate those ideas and analyze them and put them into a volume and submit it to all the volunteers and assign either a continental or country base. And I also suggest that any activity that we intend to implement, we should do it as one to define the policy of this network, so that if today we are implementing a project on gender equality, it should be overall, it should be everywhere. If we are implementing a project on human right, we should at least fix a date or fixed date for everybody to implement it, and how to implement it. If the person doesn't know how to go by it, then the person can seek guidance from the high authority so that we can implement it as one. And by the end of it all, every volunteer is going to submit a report to the management of TDG, so that it will be something like one umbrella. But if you expect everybody to implement according to the person's capacity or how the person understands it, I don't think that defines the network. So that is my idea, please. I'm okay.
That sounds beautiful to me. What's your take on that, Karina ma'am?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we've been talking about. We need to implement that.
All right.
We need to spread out in different groups to figure out how to start the actual job. Agreed?
Yes, we have been given 1 month notice, and that 1 month is almost ended, and we have not done anything.
Oh, you have done so much.
You say?
Yes, I think we have. We have this meeting. We have this idea already.
Yes, we've had a meeting.
900 volunteers.
Yes, what I'm saying is that you gave us 1 month assignment, and within that 1 month, we've never implemented any activity. So the time is going, and I don't know, after the 1 month, what will be the situation? What will be our stand? What do we do after the 1 month?
I think what we will do after 1 month, it will see a creation spreading. We will see a growing movement. As Salimbo said, nothing changes in a little bit of time, but we're asking people to just use a little bit of time. And if you want to spend more time, you can. We have to be realistic in what we are accomplishing and how long time that's going to take.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. You are mute.
Hello?
I can't see more than 3 people.
Okay.
So
Yes, I think I'm okay. I've gotten you. I'm okay.
okay.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, if you are audible. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Samuel is my name from Kenya. Maybe I can just, it's already night here. And so I really like the discussion as it's moving. And definitely I understand that, this is a very formative stage where we have no strict way of doing things. And we want to grasp each and every small idea from everyone, because as you see, we are a very big network and everybody is doing 1 or 2, 3 goals, or somebody is doing all of the goals. But now, coming from different regions and coming from different capacity of organizations, I want to propose one thing. As we move forward within the next 3 weeks that are remaining from the 1 month, and I agree with Roka, what I am hearing him say is that since we began and we only have 1 month, that time is very, very limited in terms of the much that we want to achieve. Having considered that already a whole week is gone since we got the appointment letters, meaning that we need to move with speed and that we encompass everybody's ideas. However, one thing I am also agreeing with Katrina, in as much as we are picking different ideas into the meeting, into the volunteership group, what we need to have is a clear definition of what needs to be achieved in week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, so that by the time we are done with 1 month, we have measurable objectives. Otherwise, if we just discuss our ideas and we are not moving forward, we will just be making noise. So I would propose that we, we share our ideas, and once we share our ideas, let us also now have deliverable points or action points. Thank you from Kenya.
Thank you so much. And you are exactly right. That is why we are here also. Someone who has not yet had the word can speak up and say something.
Hi everyone. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Hi.
Thanks. I am Braine and I'm calling in from Uganda.
Hello.
And yeah, before, during the application, actually I understood it as people already working on SDGs or who are involved in any work related to SDGs. So actually I'm designing a high school and university in Uganda, which is going to help both refugees and host communities in Uganda access high school and university. But this university is going to be driven by STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and math, and also going to be driven by design. So I applied with my idea of using STEM and design to transform SDGs and also communities. So for us, we shall be using design thinking to break down the complexity of SDGs, especially those which our local people don't understand, through using a multidisciplinary approach to work on one SDG, for example, water, also climate change. So you can break it down using design thinking and multidisciplinary approach. So this is what I thought everyone would come and tell the community. So before I proposed in the group in the first 2 days that we have the 17 goals, and each of us can say, I'm working on education and I'm working on education to solve SDGs like this, like this, like this. So we can have all those ideas, and then we know that we have 20 people working on education quality. Then we can create a group for them, and then they will have their own head of department and social media manager for education, and maybe events manager for education. But we cannot have an events manager for everything, or all the goals. We cannot have that. So we can have each goal having their own social media manager, because that person must be already in education. So if I'm working on maybe SDGs, maybe using STEM, another one is using another approach. So if each group has already submitted the ideas they are working on in their respective communities, then we can have also them explain the stages of their ideas. Are they startups? Are they just at idea stage? So that we can help them also. We can also help them understand their own projects and then we can post their work, and they can even get connected to people who can support their work. Thank you very much.
I love it. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better. Anyone else want to say something amazing?
Yes, we have three people who are raising their hand, and fourth is Adam Asian. Adam Asian, please continue if you want to say anything. Otherwise, I believe that we can continue answering the common questions of people, and we can expand the discussion further. So, Mr. Lambo, do you want to say anything? Please unmute yourself and yeah.
I think maybe now we can, if it's all right with you, maybe we can talk about the departments now individually, department by department.
Yes, right. Yeah. Before that, I want to invite Karina ma'am to take initiative and yeah, start by answering the FAQ of all the members of this meeting. Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me? I think I lost some sound for a bit.
Yes, ma'am. You are perfectly audible.
Okay. Good. Yeah. So the idea that we had was everybody shared what they're already working on, what they're already doing, and we can spread it out through the TDG, so it's available for everyone if they want to use it in their local community. All of these ideas about the events that we have needed to be created. And I love, we're connected with people in universities and all big different kinds of organizations all over the world. It is really impressive. And I know that you guys think that you have done nothing, but for me and Aman, we've been really busy trying to weave through this. And I think we all agree that the idea is grand, and we need a lot of people to incorporate it. And we have a lot of things that we need done. So I think it's a good idea that we find the different departments and the different ways we want to contribute. Like Saliba said, that there's many different ways to go about this. But the common core and having that one vision that will move us forward, that is all common for all of us, the moving forward the SDGs and finding that is really important. And I think that's the clarifications in this meeting where we find out if where we belong. Yeah, I read there's so many different ways people throughout the world has done for their local communities that can be shared globally in this kind of network that we're creating right now. Samuel, do you want to talk about this? You have your hand raised. Do you want to say something, Samuel?
So Samuel, I is commenting that my company is always to work on tourism, and we have factored tourism at the center for SDGs, meaning our tourism business affects all SDGs goals. Um, yeah, so that kind of thing.
Yeah. So what I think we need to do right now, or what I feel we should do, is we need to find our department. The social media department is the one that I find like has a lot of work to do, and we have a lot of content to spread from all these people. And then we have the 900 volunteers we need to look at to implement the work. Moving forward, Aman, we need to know how many people are still going to work with us if they feel that they have already spent a month doing what they feel might not be so much. The different departments should have their meetings. Adam?
Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure, and I must say that this is a very good platform of great minds, and I'm really privileged to be among the great minds. Talking about the SDGs goals. What we have been discussing so far is really very important, and as a matter of fact, taking off. And then also, just like I think Zero Card, just like what Rocard was saying, that we have already spent some time without doing nothing, and moreover, the program is supposed to last for a month, and we can't continue staying like that without doing anything. I think the best thing for us to do is to just quickly go ahead and get ready with the things that we're supposed to do. If we are to go online, let's just go online. If we are to go offline, let's go. For those that can go offline, because in my own I come from Nigeria. There are some parts of the country that you can't get a network, internet network. So how would these people be reached? So I think that is what we are supposed to consider too. Reaching people both online and offline. We should work with the two media outreach, that's online and offline platforms. So I think if we are able to do it, we can achieve a better result. And for me, I have been working. I've been working for a whole lot of SDGs goals. The last one that I just started, back to school campaign, starting a school project in a community that doesn't have a school, a free tuition institution, a free tuition secondary school. So, and I think this opportunity is to broaden my view, broaden my volunteership prowess, and then just to make sure that the unreached are to be reached. Please, let's just go ahead because we don't have time. We have already lost count of 1 week. So that is just it. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone here.
Thank you. I agree. Like, there's no one way to move forward. There's many, many ways to move forward. But what we need to agree and do in this meeting is to find a way to actually get that done. Adam?
Yeah, I'm with you. Just like what you said, the ways we can get this thing done, I think a whole lot of options have been suggested by great minds. For me,
Yes.
I think we should just share ourselves according to the group that would like to volunteer. For me, I would like to work under the SDG, that's gender-based violence. So I would like to work under that department. And I know that there are those who will want to work under education. I know there are those who want to work under climate change. and I know that those who want to work under different SDGs goals. So I think the best thing for us to do is to share ourselves, or even if we are to group ourselves in a room, I think a task of, let me just say 10, 15 minutes, let us interact within ourselves, as in those that belong to education, to just interact and then come up with an idea, come up with something tangible. This is how to achieve these SDGs goals. The same thing with those under gender-based violence, the same thing with those under other areas of the SDGs goals. I think it will be really, really necessary if we go ahead to share ourselves in groups, so that by the time we are coming back, as in the general platform, we should be at least say, okay, this is our conclusion. Each group will table her conclusion or resolutions on how to achieve their target. That is my own contribution. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to say something? Because if not, I think that we should figure out where we belong in a group.
I would want to speak something, Catherine. Now that I volunteered to be in the events management, and so for me, because that's my strength, having done tours, running itineraries, and doing programming, my proposal would be this. I think there's so much that we can do, but what we need to do to reach even now the communities, both online and offline, I think we just need to start with just 1 hour session for the next 17 days to cover the 17 goals. And my proposal would be maybe to have a 1 hour fireside chat whereby amongst ourselves, if we are discussing, let's say, the goal on poverty, then we can get one of the participants who is an expert in that SDG, and then we can have maybe 3 or 4 discussants. Then we make it that a day. I think that would kickstart us from now. So have like a 17 series of fireside chat events every day for the next 17 days. Maybe could be starting on Thursday or on Friday.
So you say let's have online events and talk about how to end hunger.
Yes.
With people who has that. And then I think that's an awesome idea. I think we can start out actually by having an interview every day online for one different goal.
Exactly. And then you see, I want to believe amongst us, there's an expert, there's somebody who really has a passion and has enough knowledge on the goal number 1. There's another person who is strong on gender issues. Maybe she will come and present something on gender issues, maybe giving general statistics. Then the discussants will bring that on that fireside chat. So a series of 17 side, talks would be very good.
Yeah. One of the things that me and Aman wanted to achieve with our meeting today was actually taking our event calendar and filling it up with good ideas and events that we can spread.
Exactly. And now you see, once we have now the online events, it also means that we can replicate whatever we have discussed now to our smaller clusters. For example, if you look at our East African, we Africans in Kenya, but our issues may not really be the same in Nigeria or in South Africa. So maybe we could now go to smaller clusters and maybe agree as East African volunteers. We also want to have a chat, maybe another 1 hour in the course of the week, discussing one or two, three things that really affects our region. Then maybe the West Africa or the North Africa can have the same. India, Asia can have the same. Then America and Europe, those people in those countries cannot have, uh, smaller cluster charts.
It
Thank you.
is
I
like
think
you.
I'm
It
off.
is like you are emptying the brain of me and Aman. It is like you're saying the things we have said. It is unbelievable to see your own thought around the world in so many people.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
So I
Thank you. I
think to
want to
move
give others
forward,
the
we.
opportunity to discuss.
Sorry, say again.
I'm just saying, I also want to give others the opportunity maybe to share out what they think.
I think they agree. Adam? So silent. Salimbo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
I want to add on to what I think that was Moses who was speaking. Those are really great ideas. I feel like he just literally got them right out of my mind and said them before
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
So just to add on, he touched on something that I wanted to talk about. We are all from different regions and we're all experiencing different things. I'm from Zambia, and I know that there's some people here from Asia and from different parts of Africa. So maybe on top of having discussions as groups, we can also make individual videos talking about, maybe you can just pick one SDG. For example, if I choose gender equality, in my video, I'm talking about what gender equality looks currently in Zambia, and what it would look like if we achieved the SDG of gender equality here in Zambia. Maybe something like that, that kind of brings it down to a specific region at a specific time, something like that.
I love the ideas. I love all of them. I think right now we need to ensure that we get a feeling of what we need to do to move forward. I was reading. Lambo, you want to say something?
Sorry, my hand was still up. I've done with my thoughts.
Okay. So, I'm a little overwhelmed in thought right now. It's been a long meeting. We should Yeah, it's really bad we can't hear you. So my suggestion is the videos that we're talking about. Each of us that is in this meeting should do a short video, like maybe a 30-second video that can be used to promote this idea. And then we can upload those ideas. So all the ideas that we discussed in this meeting, I loved all of them. So the people who had the ideas and want to try to implement them should make little videos about these things that we discussed, so that can be our first content, and that way we will find people to that have the same interest and the same goal, and then we can start planning the online events, and then we can start planning the offline events. Do you agree?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's really great.
Yes,
That's really great. I agree. Thank you so much. I don't know because we should be considerate with time. We should be looking at time because we cannot just say that we are going to do something without
No,
having a
let's
time
say
frame.
within the next 24 hours, all of us has made a video representing our goal.
Okay, okay, okay. That's great.
And also, we need to figure out, Aman, are you with me?
I'm
Yes,
with you.
yeah.
Aman, we have a lot of applications from voluntary people who want to do a lot of work, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
We have a lot of applications from people.
We have 900 plus people all over the world who want to work with us. They are journalists, they are working with government agencies, and many, many people.
So all of these people want to have something to do to help move forward the knowledge of the SDGs. And they connected the TDGs to help do that. Yes?
Um, exactly, ma'am. Yes, and right now I believe that we can engage them in any kind of activity where we can extract their ideas about the solution of SDGs, and after engaging them and in that thing, we can actually apply those ideas in real life. Suppose Joy Camp is an idea, ma'am,
Yes.
that came into your mind, like the origin of that idea is your mind. So that is contributing to the SDGs, that is spreading happiness, joy, peace, compassion, love, gratitude, and many more things. So right now you are organizing Joy Camp in Seattle, Washington, US. So that is really bringing impact in the lives of people. So that is first idea that you might have discussed with people. Then you have organized your very first event in Seattle, Washington. So right now, I believe that we need to spark a conversation around SDGs that will help us to extract greatest ideas, and we will put those ideas in action after this 1 month.
Yes.
In this 1 month, we will be able to shortlist the passionate volunteers with whom we can build greatest things. So, yeah. So this 1 month period is temporarily. After that, we will include people permanently in our team, and yes, ma'am. So it is all about that. Suppose if like you are applying that in your society, so the greatest thing about it is that we can spread Joy Camp all over the world because we have people all over the world. They can represent Joy Camp in their societies, and we will guide them in every step because we have already did that. We have blueprint ready, we have all the resources available, we know how to do that, we know why to do that, we know what that is. So we
Yeah.
can do something like that, but I personally believe that the starting of all of that is starts from sparking a conversation around that. and our events and articles that we will produce in collaboration with all of our volunteers and 900 people who will be joining us, who have already been given a title of great thinkers. So those talk and article will help us to extract greatest ideas that we can build into various kind of activities. Yes, that's also my side, ma'am.
Yeah. I think that with all these people, all these ideas, it's gonna. I already feel the world has been changed just because we got together and talked about all these ideas. But we need to make them only not ideas. They need to be manifested into reality and spill over and into the local communities.
I believe,
I agree
ma'am,
that
that
we start out with the tech side of this whole thing. This is the
exactly,
world we
ma'am.
live in now.
Yes, exactly. And I believe, ma'am, that right now, suppose right now, if we want to work on environment, okay, so we will be having maybe one or two project that we can apply in all the societies, and they that may benefit, that may add value to the environmental SDGs. But what if we can dedicate 1 month in extracting all the greatest ideas? And after 1 month, we can maybe run one pilot project of 2 week, 3 week, or 1 month, in which we will actually apply that extracted idea to add true value to SDGs. So that kind of thing, ma'am.
Yeah.
So the starting of that is, ma'am, because, ma'am, you know that in starting we can't actually apply any idea, because in really executing that idea we need many people. We need head of operations who will operate that, how we are going to execute them. We need to plan everything, how many people are going to execute that, and that kind of thing, ma'am. But what if we can spark a conversation, and that will help us to show that we are really doing work, that will help us to build local teams, that will help us to really execute. Suppose the joy camp that you are organizing in US Seattle. So what if I want to organize that in India? So I will need something that I will pitch to people, and they will join my team, and they will help me to organize Joy Camp, because I may won't be able to do that all alone. So to pitch them the idea of Joy Camp, the talk in which you will represent that idea of Joy Camp as the solution to tackle the SDG of your to tackle your favorite SDG. I can use that talk as a pitching to spread that idea among my team, and I can build team with the help of that. That talk will actually help people to connect with that idea. That will be Joy Camp. So I am thinking about that, because right now we are talking about executing things on ground. But I believe that we should give at least 1 month, because, ma'am, the greatest thing that I want to expose here is that we have 900 plus people who are really great thinkers. They are working with government agencies. They are the CEO, founder, co-founder, president, project manager, and they have been featured in many recognized magazines, newspapers, and some of those have their verified Wikipedia page, verified social media page. They have on a great network. They have been featured in Forbes 30 under 30 list. So we have great visionaries. So, ma'am, I personally believe that right now we just need to spark a conversation around that, and everything is possible just going through it. And sparking a conversation is a very easy step which all of us can do without any resistance. We just need to plan a calendar in which we will create the event slots, and we need to organize we need to plan the event guidelines, that how we are really going to construct those events, like what will be the actual motto. Because actually, ma'am, there are two way in which we can organize event as per my understanding. First is talk will be like only speaker will be joining us to share his or her idea, and in interview we will be asking question to him or her to extract more out of that. Maybe we can go any one with any one of these both event organizing things, and otherwise we can apply both. First we can plan talk, then we can move on to interview.
Yeah.
So after having 900 plus events about SDGs, I am sure that we will secure grant from government organizations, and that will actually add value in executing those ideas on ground.
Yeah.
And we can promote our really enthusiastic and passionate volunteers as their country ambassador to really apply that. We will support them in terms of resources, permissions, and those all kind of things. So that's my opinion, ma'am. Yes.
I
And
think it's a really
yeah.
good idea.
And
Um,
about department, I believe, ma'am, the biggest responsibility that department have is administration, because administration have to manage everything, the working of every department. And on second number, that is social media and event managing, because they actually have to play a vital role in sparking a conversation around SDGs. And after that we will be having research and development that will actually help us to optimize whatever we will be doing, whether that is event, whether that is interview, or whether that is about partnership or expanding or finding opportunities for TDG to grow. And after that we will be having human resources department. HR department will actually help us to find enthusiastic people who can add value to TDG with their skills. So that kind of thing, ma'am.
yeah. Yeah. I agree. The most important in this upstart right now, where we are right now, is to figure out the different departments and starting out the event calendar.
Yes.
And then I think all of us should look at, I can send that out. We have some guidelines how to put together a TED talk, actually. So you get some guidelines into making a little video and a representing of yourself or your goal.
Yes, ma'am. We will be having guidelines, and organizing an event is very, very easy, because like suppose we will send the guidelines to the speaker, and whether they will record a video or whether we will give them access to organize the live session, and the event team will guide them step by step that how they really have to do that. We will provide them technical assistant as well, because we have technical team. And so it will happen in that way. We can actually decide their event slots. We can
Yeah.
actually decide their event slots, and we can ask them to be prepared, and we can share the event guidelines prior to them so that they can prepare themselves, and they can even communicate their queries regarding guidelines, so that kind of thing. And meanwhile, social media department have to actually manage the syndication of all of those events. Suppose we are organizing event on YouTube, so social media department have to ensure that the event videos should be circulated on all the social media profiles, because we want to reach more and more people. The people whom we want to educate about SDGs, they might not be using YouTube if we are uploading our videos only on YouTube. So we will use Facebook, we will use Instagram, and we will use LinkedIn as well to publish our videos so that we can actually reach a wider audience and give expose to many people. And also another thing is articles, articles around SDGs. So we can decide a guideline of writing article, and we can provide that to all of 900 people and our existing volunteer. And we can ask all of them to uh, write their idea of SDG. Like first of all, they have to be really clear about which is their favorite SDG, because that is going to help them a lot in future as well, working with TDG, and in present as well, because finding their favorite SDG is something that will help them to start with their event and article writing, because they have to really write article and plan event focused on that SDG. So it will go in that way.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And so I hope that we got clarity about social media department and event department, and about technical department. Technical department will be given access of WordPress and Blogger website, and they can start building that website. They can innovate that website. Yeah.
Yeah. So Aman, how practically, how are we going to read through all those 900 applications and find out where to put them?
I believe, ma'am, that there are many questions we have asked them. We have about 10 to 15 questions that we have in every application, and questions are like, why do you want to join TDG fellowship program? So they have answered that. And there is one another question that I consider a major question, and that is, what is your idea that can add value, that can contribute to SDGs? So we can read those two responses of every application, and we can shortlist them maybe based on that response. And after that, even we have some another question as well. Suppose, tell us about yourself and any other thing that you want us to acknowledge about your application. So we have these 4 to 5 questions that will really help us to find out the potential applicants. In the answer of those questions, they have really defined themselves, the great work they are doing, and their core idea of contributing to SDGs. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I
So
was
someone
reading Branny's wrote like the 17 different goals. We actually should have like 17 different heads of administration too, because it's so different. I'm not entirely sure that we have people with goal right now for each of these goals. I think we have a lot of them in common about the educational and gender equality, hunger.
I believe, ma'am, that we don't need to separate people. Make departments of every SDGs right now. We just need
No.
to spark a conversation around that, and after that, we can promote our best conversation sparker as the ambassador of that SDGs,
Yeah.
and then they can lead that SDGs. Maybe they can lead the department, then they can build department out of TDC community.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
can
think it's
plan
an awesome idea.
yes, ma'am. As you told before, that we can plan a community of like-minded people, and Miss Chilambo and Abbas have discussed the same with me, they have proposed the same thing that we should make a community of like-minded people based on their SDGs interest.
Yeah,
So yes, ma'am, that's we can do that.
I think we
So
all agree on that.
yeah,
Question is from now on, if we say we have about 24 hours to make a little presentation about ourselves, we want to upload that to the TGG site so people have something to see that we're actually having these thoughts. If somebody wants to come together in the WhatsApp group and speak for more than one person in a video, I think that's an option too.
yes, ma'am, we can go with that as well. But I think the better option will be that we have about 300 people on our Facebook page. So I believe that better option will be live streaming on Facebook, and social media team can really help us in that. We just need to approach the head of social media department and give them the relevant access of social media pages, and I will be available to give them the training of StreamYard. StreamYard is basically a software that is really going to help us a lot in streaming on various platforms. So yes, ma'am, we can go live in that way.
But do you have the heads of social media? Do you have people who work the social media with you? Do you know who they are so we can start right now?
No, ma'am. Right now, I really don't know about them. And right now, I believe that Miss Lambo is the head of administrator. So I think that that would be great if Miss Lambo can ask Mr. Abbas for the details of all the volunteers. That is an Excel sheet actually. In that Excel sheet, there is the department, contact detail, name, email ID, and all the details available of every TDG volunteer who is a part of WhatsApp group. So Ms. Lambo can go through that, and Ms. Lambo can highlight them as per their departments, and then um, we can then that will help us a lot. And yes, ma'am, that kind of.
Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm done. My head is exploding with ideas and comments and things that we all want to say. Rokad, you want to say something? You have to unmute yourself, dear.
Okay. I'm trying to suggest that since we have 17 development goals, we should identify our number and divide ourselves in groups up to 17 so that each group will pick one of their goals and come out with ideas. What are the necessary things or necessary ideas that to come together to ensure the implementation of that particular goal by 2030? So that when we are able to bring our ideas together on that, each group will then submit their outcomes to the management. So the management will study the idea that has been brought by, for instance, if we take number 1, no poverty. What are the things that are needed to ensure that by 2030, no poverty? When we take zero hunger, then a group will take that particular aspect. What are the necessary ideas? What are the resources involved? What are the components of items that will ensure that by 2030, no hunger? So that up to the 17 goals, and each group of the 17 will submit their outcome, their ideas that they have codified to the management. The management will analyze them, put them in proper arrangement, and put them into one volume so that TDG then has to boast that they have strongly come out to ensure the sustainability of or the implementation of the development goal by 2030. Right now, we don't have a document that is containing our ideas that if the UN is calling on DTG, what are your document or your ideas that will ensure the sustainability of the 17 development goal by 2030? Can we produce that?
I think
Can
we
I say
can.
something?
Yeah, so we need to, I think if that is there, like we take hunger, we take number one, for instance, we have ideas in place. So these ideas, if we are able to implement those ideas by 2030, there will not be hunger.
Yeah.
So we will have one particular book, one booklet, or one particular document that contains everything, so that we will share it among ourselves to serve as a guide. So that if you are doing anything, it will serve as a reference for everybody. And I think things will go on well for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah, as Rukad Khana said, proposed this beautiful idea that how we should work. Actually, I personally believe that our main motive will be sparking conversation and meanwhile finding the greatest solution of tackling the SDGs. So I believe instead of preparing a report like that, I believe that what if we can go in a creative and innovative way. Suppose every volunteer will do research on their basis, and if they already have creative or innovative approaches of for tackling the SDGs, because preparing report is something like in which we will do research on internet. We will search on internet that. How we can contribute to the environment or how we can save water, how we can end poverty. So we will just compile ideas from internet. But that's not the thing. We already have many ideas on internet about working on SDGs, but it is about sparking a conversation, educating people, and really finding creative and innovative ways that have not been seen before. So instead of creating a community of people who are interested in working on same SDGs right now, so instead of creating a community of that, I believe that what if we can just go individually and we can just start with producing talk around that, because if we will go in that way that we have built a team who are working on ending poverty, who all of them want to work on ending poverty SDGs, and they have their solutions that how they are actually going to do that. Uh, I believe that uh, the individual talk will work better. And the second thing is, in coming days, maybe we can plan a conference later. In that conference, all of those people who want to work on same SDGs, they can put their opinion. They can keep that conversation. They can expand that conversation actually with their ideas, and they can research before joining that conference. So maybe we can go in that way, because in starting, actually I really respect your idea, Rukad, and that's really great. And but the thing is, I personally believe that in starting, we need to keep things as easy as we can, because it is not about 80 people, it is about 900 plus people right now. So if we have to do the same thing 900 times, and managing 17 groups is not easy at all, because right now we have about 6 to 7 WhatsApp group. In every WhatsApp group, we have about 100 plus message every single day. So we really need to go through them. We really need to respond all of them, and yeah. So most of our time is going on social media, in talking about SDGs, but we really need to spark a conversation around them to educate people instead of just instead of just discussing that on WhatsApp. So I believe that everyone is acquainted with TED, how TED is working, how TED Talks is working. So I personally believe that we can build TDG Talks as well. That will be based on TED theme, TED, TED. So because TED is something, TED is just like a flow of ideas, but TDG Talks will be a flow of ideas that will add value, that how we can tackle SDGs. So all the ideas will be focused on finding the solution of SDGs, creative, innovative, and practical. So these are the main core ideas of TDG talks right now as I got this certain idea. So it is my opinion. So yeah, over to you, Kadina ma'am.
I think that we all have excellent ideas, and I don't think that one idea is necessarily the right one. That's the whole idea with the global, is that all the ideas is is good ideas, because I might not know what's going on in West Africa. In your local community, you have issues that I have no way of knowing about. Aman has different things in India that has nothing to do with what's going on in West Africa. But we all have different communities with different issues. So therefore, all the ideas that we have needs to be our common thriving goal. The SDG goals is what keeps us common, keeps us as one unit. To have all of these goals implemented in all of these communities that we live in is what we want to do. Right now, the task amongst us in this meeting is to find out how exactly we do that. And we do not do that by talking only on WhatsApp and sitting here in front of a screen talking. We do that by implementing this knowledge that we have and is available for us. Right now, the knowledge that I can share with you is that we're going nowhere. If we just keep talking and talking, we need to actually implement. So we need to find the groups that we belong in. I don't necessarily think that we have one for each goal right now, and I don't necessarily think that's important in the beginning, because we have, as Aman said and pointed out, 900 people with amazing skills and qualifications sharing the idea that you share with us as well right here, that this is a very good idea and that we need it. We need to re-educate human race in how to thrive, how to end the 7 goals that is already written out for us, the 17 goals that's already written out for us. So I think I'm filled up with meeting for now. I think we have 24 hours, and then we have some videos or some content from each of us where we share ideas amongst only these people in this meeting before we take it further. And then
Yes.
Aman, we will find out how to implement the 900 people that are just waiting for us to respond to them.
Yes, ma'am.
And
I
sure.
believe that today we really need to build the guidelines of event, because ma'am, you know that TDG is in its very first phase of evolution. So yes, right now TDC is just like a child, and we all are nurturing it. So that the main thing is like in starting, we can't expect TDC to grow too much, because right now we all are also gaining experience of maybe management, and we all are making really bold decisions. So that kind of thing. But uh, if in starting we start with just organizing events, that will really help us explore the spectrum, because you know that um we have completed just 1 month maybe of TDG.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the great thing. And yeah, so right now there are many people who are writing email to TDC and they want to work with TDC and they have experience of working with PepsiCo company and they have managed things there. So they have really great ideas. So one woman from Dubai recently contacted me and she want to be an TDC and intern. So that kind of thing, ma'am. Because starting with organizing events and just sparking a conversation around SDGs with our unique ideas. That is kind of a very a really easy task which everyone can do. We have some people like who are married. We have some women like this who are married and who have their children to manage, who have their job to do, and who have their daily schedule to maintain. So we can't expect them to dedicate all of their time right now. Maybe we can start with sparking a conversation, and that will also help them to build a team, and they can lead that team in their countries when we will promote them their country ambassador. So that's the idea I am getting right now, ma'am.
Yeah.
So
I know
yeah.
that we talked about having regionally ambassadors that could also talk and speak their own language, and we will have a big, we'll have a space for people to share.
Exactly, ma'am. And you know that if we follow the TED have really great ideas to teach us. TED have many things to teach us. TED have a community of volunteers and they translate their talks in many languages and they produce captions in different languages. So we can ask our volunteers who have knowledge of different languages. Suppose uh, we have Vicky ma'am. She is from German and she knows Germany and yes, ma'am. And ma'am, as I am acquainted with you, you also know one language. What is
Yeah,
that,
jag
ma'am?
talar dansk.
What
I
is that,
do.
ma'am?
I speak Danish. Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah, Danish. Yeah, right, ma'am. So you
Yeah.
can help the generating caption in Danish. I can do that for Hindi. I can do that Hindi. So yes, ma'am. So
Yeah.
I want to know the opinion of every volunteer if they agree. If they want to say anything, they can unmute themselves. Otherwise, they if they support this idea, they can write yes in the chat section so that we can really move on to end this meeting because many people are saying that yeah they have work to do.
Yeah.
So, but people who have work to do, don't worry. We will share the recording with you for your acknowledgement. Yeah.
Hello, good evening. Thank you very much. Madam Karina, Ricardo, Ayan, you guys have really been doing wonderfully well. I think we need to start. And for those, like what Ayan just said, that there are those who are occupied with a whole lot of things and family and otherwise. I think we just have to start. Once we start, we can carry everyone along. That is exactly what we have to do. So let's see how we can go into work with the speed of light as far as executing the project is concerned. That is all I have to say. Thank you very, very much. I speak Igbo.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I speak
That's
Igbo.
really beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's really beautiful, Adam. And as you said these words about the idea that we discussed, I just got an idea. Maybe, ma'am, you can just randomly select the people who are right now volunteers, and tomorrow or today we can invite them to talk, to discuss their idea. So that will help us to finalize our guidelines as well. Ma'am, please unmute yourself, ma'am. Oh, yeah.
Can
Yeah.
we can do an online talk tonight, and then we
Yes,
record
ma'am.
and upload it to our website?
Yes, ma'am.
If
And
anybody wants to come forward and volunteer to do this talk, I think they should.
I believe, ma'am, that we can select 5 to 6 people.
And then you will invite them.
Yes, ma'am. We can invite them. Ma'am, we have TDC volunteers group, and there we can randomly tag people, and we can ask them if they are available. Otherwise, we can tag more people. We can keep tagging people, and people who are not available on that day, we can schedule their event for next day. We will tag them next day as well. So every week, at least, we will organize one event of every volunteer. So that kind of thing, ma'am. And right now, one volunteer have taken initiative to become a part of our very first TDG event. Wow, that's beautiful. People are taking initiative. That's inspiring. Silambo Shivale said that I would love to. Wow, thank you, Miss Silambo, for always taking initiative and leading with your example. Samuel saying is, I'm willing to
Wilcat,
speak and
please turn
provide
off
you.
your microphone. Wilcat.
Zoka, yeah, let me just mute himself. Yeah, if it
You're
is of
praying.
available.
They are calling for prayers. I have to go and pray.
I can hear that. Can you please unmute? Salam.
Yes.
Let us
Okay,
join in prayer.
Zoka, then see you soon. Yeah.
Aman,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I want to say thank you and goodbye.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Then the recording of this meeting will be shared with all the people,
Yeah.
and the final conclusion of this meeting. I want to again say that right now we are going to organize many TDG events, kind of talks, and today we will be organizing some talks, and today we will also releasing the official guidelines of TDG talks.
Yes.
So yeah, coming volunteers can go through those guidelines to really shape their talk. Yeah,
I
and
can't wait.
guys,
Then tonight we will have an online interview
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We will have an online
with
interview.
some chosen volunteers.
Yes, with some chosen volunteers, and I will assign them the access of Facebook page where they can live stream.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and it is all about that. And the greatest thing that is going to happen that we are going to meet 900 people. So everyone should be excited about that. That is the
It is very
biggest
exciting.
surprise that we all are going to get exposed to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Yeah, namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.